Respecting Gratitude. This is the third annual Black Author Summit, or fourth. I really don't know. The way that I try to figure that out is figuring out what each person wore. I know he usually comes suited and booted. Like, did Hannibal wear a green suit last time? You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's the third or the fourth. But we started this off about 3 or 4 years ago, and the purpose of this event is to just highlight local Black authors, allow them to tell their stories, and to inspire future authors. One of the things that I always say is everyone has an author inside of them, and a slogan that we came up with through the Black Author Masterclass is, that's a book, and everybody has a book inside of them, right? Everybody in here. So our purpose of this event is to highlight these local Black authors and also inspire everybody in here to one day become an author. So the way that this is going to be structured is we're going to have these beautiful and beautiful human beings come up and speak about their journey to becoming an author. And it's a little bit different than years past. Before, what we would do is we would have authors speak, and then at the very end, we would do a kind of like a master class on the entire book writing process. But we did everything a little bit different this year. We actually had a Black Authors Masterclass throughout the year that pretty much everybody in here, except for just one person because she's out of state, went through. And through that, they were able to publish their first book for most people. Brother Monty here, he got just as much books as me and Brother Hannibal. You know, he got more than me now, though. He'll tell you about that, Brother Nate. So with no further ado, we're actually going to open this up in prayer. So let's get that started, Brother Nakia. I also want to say, we know that everybody is going to have questions for these speakers. We ask that if you hold your questions until the end, write them down, you know, just in case you forget them, because we want to make sure that everything is moving smoothly.
Let me first off say peace and blessings, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Peace and blessings.
All right, thank you for the returned greeting. It is a special occasion while we're here, and so as it is always a good thing to do, we're going to open up in prayer. So we ask that you respectively either bow your head or go into your place of rest. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, for this time, for this event, for just being able to be together in your presence. We thank you that you continue to provide us with daily bread, and that you bless us with the ability to just see you and to hear your voice. We ask that as the speakers come up today and they speak, that you would give them divine wording, that you would give them clarity, that you would give them conviction to speak their piece today. We also ask that the hearts that are listening and the souls and the minds that are here present with us would receive your word with clarity and with understanding. We know, Father, that you have blessed the people that are here before us today. And we ask that you continue to bless our families and everyone that's connected with us on this particular mission that we're on today. We know that everyone has an author inside of them, Father, that even though the old texts were written of old, that you didn't stop writing. So we thank you for the future writings that you place upon each of the people's hearts that are here today. For we give you honor, we give you glory, we give you the praise. Amen.
Amen.
Good afternoon. That was kind of weak. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Shalom.
Shalom.
And to my Muslim family, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Okay.
Do my respect and gratitude too. That ain't in there.
Respect and gratitude.
Respect and gratitude.
Respect and gratitude
Respect and gratitude.
for my brother Javion. My name is Brother Hannibal Muhammad. Welcome. Welcome to Grassrootz Bookstore. Let's give them a round of applause for hosting us today. We welcome you. We thank you for coming. We have beautiful panelists today. Let's welcome them as well with a round of applause. We want to also thank our Black Fathers. I always mess it up.
Come on with it.
Our Black Fathers Committee, but I know there's something in between there.
Nope.
That's it? I was right? Okay, our Black Fathers Committee. We thank them because they were the brainchild to start the Black Author Summits.
Yeah.
Our brother Bilal came to me and Javion one year and said, look, I got a lot on my plate. We're doing these big events each year. Would you two please take over the Black Author Summit? And we're 3 years in. I thank my brother for always being by my side while we work through this. We got such a setup for you all today, and it's going to be beautiful. So we have this request. Keep your minds open. Keep your hearts open. Let's stay present. And let's make sure we have some money to purchase their books. Seriously. All right, I got y'all, right? Each of them got a book. Let's make sure each of them get a book purchased. Some got more than one book. Let's make sure each of their books get purchased as well. I have the great privilege and honor to introduce today's host. Today's host was actually in our first summit. She sat in the same seats that you are sitting in. She was listening to the presenters. She was inspired by the presenters. The stories that she heard related to what she was going through in her own life, and she always wanted to write a book. So she reached out to us, and she wound up establishing a mentorship from us that allowed her to be able not to publish just one book, but she just published her second book as well. The same person has been so intricate in our master classes, inspiring these young, y'all are young.
Yes, I'm young.
Yeah, these young.
I died.
You died. Yeah. So look, these young authors who are now sitting in front of you today. She has been so involved in this process. She's so inspiring. She's so motivated. She has the energy, and I'm excited to introduce you all to my dear sister, Simone.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for coming. Can we just give it up for our authors again one more time, please? I just never want to forget to honor them because, again, as Brother Hannibal said, I did start right where you're sitting, just as someone coming to the summit, never had published a book, but always been a writer, and was inspired heavily by just the presence of encouragement and community and love and grace that was in the room when we come here. Which led to me publishing 2 of my books, my second book. So I always want to honor that because I know what the journey looks like. I know how hard it is. I know how hard it can be to put what's in your mind on paper and to have the courage to put it into the world and not have the fear of being judged by it, but just allowing God to use you. So I just want to honor them for that. We have some great speakers today. Our first speaker, it only makes sense that we start with him. He is the life of our class, I like to say. He has high energy. He has been such a pleasure to encounter, to work with, to talk to. And he came out swinging. He came in with, he knew what he wanted to do. He knew he wanted to get it done. He applied the pressure, the time, and the courage to do it. So without further ado, I would love to be able to introduce you all to our first Black author of today, Nate Morrison.
Hey, let's go. Thank you. Hey, don't look at me like that.
I'm cross-eyed. I'm not looking at you.
I was told to keep it really short because once I start talking, I could go. I could go for hours. So I took this seriously. I wrote my speech out, okay, so that I wouldn't go too long.
You're just a writer.
Yes. So I kept it short. Hi. Thank you. No, just joking. That's a joke within my family. She can explain it later. Anyway, I'll give you the longer version, not real long. Once upon a time, in a different century, my father told me that I could do anything. That all I needed to do was go to the library and find a book because somebody wrote on that subject. I believed him. And so I spent a lot of time in the library. But what he didn't tell me at the time was, if you don't find the book, write the book. He didn't tell me that part. So these folks over here, who I blame a lot for me coming out and writing, kind of helped me write the book. I came to the class. Well, of course, I was sitting out there just like somebody else at the summit. And so when I came to the class, I was just lit up. And it was not just the talent and the instructions. It was also all of these guys that was in the room. The energy was high. It was amazing. So I had tried to write a book once. And that was the 30 Lakes in 30 Weeks. I tried to write it, never published it. Tried to write another one. So by the time I got to the class, I was on fire. They lit me up, and I couldn't stop. I was writing like madman. By the end of the class, I had published 3 books. 3 books. I was like on fire. Sadly for Javion, he's going to have to deal with me on the next book. I'm already ready to start my 4th book this year. This is how on fire I was in this class, and I'm still on fire. I do have to warn anybody that takes this class down. This is a warning for your own safety. It can be contagious. You will say that, some of you will come to that class and go, I have no book in me. I am not a writer. English was not my forte. Whatever excuse you got, it will melt away. If you're serious about it, you're going to write. And you may get to a point like me, I'm almost addicted. I got to write now. I'm just like, thankful, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all set me on fire, and I'm ready to start my next book. So that's my story and journey.
I love that. And he is telling the truth. It's definitely infectious, and I mean that in a positive way. It's definitely something that once you get into it, and especially when you're surrounded by people who do it, and people who love doing it, and people who love inspiring you to do it, it makes you want to do it more. So that was Mr. Nate Morrison, y'all. Can we give it up for him one more time, please? And coming right after Mr. Morrison, we're going to bring Mrs. Morrison. She is also an amazing, amazing. You can see why they're married. She's an amazing. She's just high energy. She's amazing, positive. Just love being around her. Love every time I encounter her. It's all love, and so I definitely want to give her the moment to tell her story. So we are going to give it up one more time for Miss Lerner Morrison. Mrs. Lerner.
Well, unlike Nate, I'm not a speaker, so bear with me. And when I came to class, I joked that he actually drugged me to class, screaming and hollering. But with all seriousness, yes, actually he did. I wanted to write a children's book. And when I got to class, I was so motivated and so inspired of them telling their stories that I ended up putting my children's book on the back burner and writing a book about my first story about how I own my daycare or my family child care. And which is kind of funny because a couple of years ago, my sister was like, Lerner, you need to write a book about how you started this daycare, and because you're still doing it and it's successful. And I was like, girl, I'm not an author. I can't do that. But today, my book, So You Think You Want to Start a Daycare, it's here. And so my story basically is about how I started my child care, family child care, and how it's continued to blossom for the last 17 years, and it has different tools in my book to help someone else do it if they want to do it. And so those tools, some of the tools I kind of want to talk about a little bit about them. I partnered with a lot of different organizations to get to where I am today. And the first organization I partnered with is DES, and that's the Department of Economic Security. And what they do is they pay me to care for kids that need subsidy. Another partnership that I have is with DHS, and they they allow me to have a license if I want to care for 5 to 10 kids. A third department that I partnered up with is the Child and Adult Food Program. And what they do is they pay me, reimburse me 3 meals a day per child per day, because you know groceries are going up sky high. So that really helps with the groceries to feed the children. The third department, our agency that I partnered with, is called First Things First. And what they do is they come and make sure that, or they come together, a partnership helping me make sure my child care is a quality child care. And this year I actually made 5 stars. They have like a program 1 to 5 and 5 being the highest. And I made that this year. And what they do is they provide you assessments and incentives, which is money to get you going and get you to that level. And then the last department that I partnered with, I always get the acronym wrong, so I'm turning to the page. It's called the Early Childhood Business Solutions, and that agency actually helps you determine if your business is, if you're making a profit in your business, basically. And so before I end my talk, I have a lot of different other tools in my book, but you just have to buy the book to look at the other tools, because it's small, but it's mighty. So I have a business coach, and she actually did an endorsement after she read my book, and I just want to read that to you guys. She says, as someone who once stood at the crossroads of passion and uncertainty, this book was the exact roadmap I needed. The author not only shares invaluable professional insights, but speaks from real-life experiences, making every chapter feel like a conversation with a trusted mentor. From licensing and safety requirements to setting up your daily schedule and communicating with parents, the step-by-step guidance is both practical and empowering. Whether you're just beginning to explore the idea or ready to open your doors, this guide takes you by the hand and walks you through each stage with clarity and confidence. It truly will give others the courage and the tools to launch their own successful in-home childcare. And she ends it with her name, her title, and her company. And basically that's it. But I want to thank you guys too, because you guys light a fire in me too. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I definitely, I love that. When I first met Lerner, I told her how inspired I was by that, because I know a lot of people who want to open daycares or who are great with children and want to go into child care. So this just goes to show that while you can write for entertainment, they're also writing and putting tools in the world to help other people achieve their dreams and goals as well. So our next speaker, we are going to be bringing another amazing author, as Javion said, who has as many books as he does, if not more. We want to give it up in a round of applause for Mr. Monty Cowan.
I was not prepared at all. Hold on, let me get my stuff together. Jesus.
Yeah, I got a speech for you.
Lord, I thought I was last, brother.
I don't tell you that, but it's cool.
What is going on? Okay. I'm not prepared at all. I was over there getting my stuff together. I was a nerdy kid. For real. I was into Transformers. Where's the camera at? G.I. Joe, all that stuff. And I created all kind of stuff in my head as a child. And I was the type that I would set it up and I would have a whole scenario. And when my friends would come over and they would want to like play with the G.I. Joes, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Stop. I have a whole mission I got going on here. Anyway, fast forward. So then I had a child, and he ended up becoming a athletic prodigy. And that's what compelled me to write my first book, My Boy from Mars, right over there. And because of him, I wrote my first book, and after that, the floodgates are open for me. Because all those crazy stories that I had as a child are now coming through. And he could probably tell you more about it. I've got probably over 80 stories in my head that I'm ready to write. And I would suggest that anybody that wants to be a writer, you get a book or you get an idea book, and you put it next to your nightstand, or you carry it with you, because all that are stories for me. I got over 100. And you start writing them down. And then you get a good editor like that, my brother right here, to help you focus those stories and start writing them. But I've got 3 books so far. We're working on one right now. It's a comic I'm very excited for. But my genres are all over the place. I got a horror, I got a mystery, I got self-help, comic, and I want to tell these stories. And I'm excited to write about it. It feels like a relief once I get these stories out, that I accomplished that one and I can move on to the next. And I'm happy that I found somebody like him to help me get these stories out. And yeah, like I said, I wasn't prepared. I had a whole nother way I was gonna go with this speech. I thought I had time to prepare. But no, it's, let me try to collect my thoughts here. I don't know how to explain it and articulate it the proper way, but there's so many stories out there that inspire us about the human condition, that help us through our journey. And writing, for me, has done that. It helps me through this journey of life. And if anybody out there is thinking about writing a book, keep at it. Keep going. And don't stop your dream. And I have no delusions about becoming a millionaire, about being a J.K. Rowling's. I just want to get my story out there. I just want somebody to read it and to connect with me on what I'm trying to say. But I've got so many stories I want to tell. And I had some notes here written down. How much time I got? I'm good? Yeah, I really wasn't ready.
Told me I didn't properly tell everybody when they were going to go.
It's all good, brother. Yeah, I was the type of kid that I was heavily into sports. You know, I was raised by a single mother, and she wanted to put me in sports. You know, Pops wasn't around, so she wanted me to be around a lot of dudes, become a man and all that. She didn't really know what she was doing, but that's all good. I love her. But I was into rocketry. I was into engineering. But she put me in football. She put me in baseball. She put me in basketball. But now I wanted to build my rockets. I wanted to be my model planes, painting them and all that stuff. And with all this I was doing, I was creating these stories in my head. But it wasn't until I had that child that I got right now, who's right now NFL 49er, very proud of him, that inspired me to write the story, to write my first story, which is my first book, My Boy from Mars. And then from there I got The Man Challenge. And then my children's book, Kiki and the Gigglers, is about my children. Love them kids to death. And I got another one, Kiki and the Gigglers, Search for Rudy. And now we're working on What the Buck. It's a comic, right over there, comics. And it's about crazy deer, but we're going to get into that later. But all my characters are black. Right. I want to represent. Come on. Because, you know, we influence this country. I say we're the Lori seasoned salt to this country. We always have been. Right. We give it flavor. Right. We give it story. We give it, what's the word I'm looking for? Taste. Okay. We make it palatable. This whole bullshit of America, we make it palatable. Black folk. And I want to be one of them black authors that perpetuates our story better. Mm-hmm. We ain't thugs. We ain't hoes. We're a good, strong people. Proud. Okay? And we're going to write our own stories. God dang, what the hell is that? We're going to write our own stories. And we're going to put it out there. We're going to make ourselves proud of who we are. I know I'm all over the place. Like I said, I wasn't prepared. I thought I was going last. But my man has no idea how many stories I got. He said once in that conference, every author's got about 50 stories. Nah, Brett, I got about 200. You in for it. Anyway, is my time done? If y'all got questions later, I got notes. Like I said, I got all kind of ideas. Anybody here a hunter or a comic enthusiast? Because I need to collaborate. Okay, maybe not. All right. Okay, I think I'm done.
Y'all see what I mean about the high energy in this group? Just the different level of ideas and power in this group. So I've never wrote a comic, Monty, but me and my son are working on creating a black hero. So let's talk. He right there. Stand up, baby. This is my baby. Let's give it up for my babies, y'all. I'm sorry. They just walked in the room. Stand up, please. Those are my babies. That's my oldest. He's 8. That's Caden. And my little baby is 1. I was pregnant with him through my journey. So when I tell you the journey was real, the journey was real, y'all. He was 10 pounds solid. Yeah, you just sit right here. Sorry, y'all. He's spoiled. He's gonna come sit by his mama. So we're gonna bring up our next speaker. Listening to Monty did just make me want to say something, because he doesn't do it. So we're going to do it for him. Can we please, y'all see this table? I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm going to assume. If I'm wrong, please correct me. As this table is the fruit of the labor of the authors for all the writing, this table is also the fruit of the labor of JVI. Because we have these ideas. We have these ideas, like he said, many ideas that we come. Javion just published my second book, which is A Safe Place for Secrets, and he's already working on my next children's book, on top of working on book 2 to my From Destruction to Destiny. So he's always busy, he's always working, on top of him writing his own books, and you gotta sit down, son. You gotta sit down. On top of him writing his own books, on top of him chasing his own dreams and his own goals for him and his family, he's also making sure that our legacies are being born as well. So I just want to honor him because he's very humble. But this is fruit of his labor. This is leadership. This is grace. This is commitment. So we honor you. We love you. So yeah, if y'all ready to publish something. But our next speaker, we're going to be bringing. Okay. Sorry, I don't like to mispronounce people's names, y'all. I want to honor everybody. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Brother Hannibal's your brother?
Yeah, we don't have to make anything else.
Okay. This is Brother Hannibal's sister.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta
let that be known. Okay, so we definitely want to honor her. I've heard so much about her. He always speaks so highly of her, so to have her here with us today is an honor. And her book is over here as well, Keep It Cute. So we want to give it a round of applause and bring it, welcome to Liba Yasmin, y'all. Even that name says
Good afternoon. My name is Taliba Yasmin. My author name is T. Yasmin. I want to tell you guys a story about how I accidentally, intentionally became an author. So one random Saturday, 9 years ago, I had just turned 30 and I realized, what am I doing? All your life, 30 is some huge number that you think, when I'm 30, I'm supposed to have this house and the white picket fence, and I should have it all together. I shouldn't make terrible decisions anymore. That was wrong. So sitting on my couch, I had just finished crying because obviously some foolishness had happened. So I sat on my couch and I said, you know what? I don't like this life, so I'm gonna make one up. So I decided to create these characters, Jace, Tiana, Lauren Giselle. Through this journey, I was trying to escape. I was trying to escape. Because through life, they teach you how to win. But no one ever teaches you how to pivot when you fail. So I would be at work on Zoom calls and meetings, and I would be writing this story, sending emails to myself, not really paying attention. And I never thought, I'm going to do something with this. I just wanted to escape. So through this journey, I started just finding this passion again that I had lost because I was 30 and I didn't have the house. I didn't have anything. I was just thugging it out at life, as I still do. And there's beauty in that. So I started writing this book, and I would put it away because life happens. And so around 2020, I finished the book. I put it to the side because I had no intention of putting it out. So the end of last year, I finally had it. I had the job, making my 6 figures. I, was looking good. I still look good. But, I was, everything was looking how it wanted to look. But I was drained. I was tired. I didn't feel fulfillment. So I took a sabbatical from work. And I had time. And something sitting on my couch once again, I said, I want to know what my girls are doing. Jace, Tiana, Lawrence is out. So I opened my laptop and I started reading what I had wrote and put to the side. And as I'm reading it, I'm laughing. And I'm like, wow, I kind of have something here. So I'm adding to it because I've grown a lot as a person. So I'm adding to this book. And some weird thing, my imagination does this thing. And it said, you know what? Let's see what we can do with this book. So I told my brother Hannibal, and I was like, I have this book, and kind of looking for an editor. He was like, I know someone. I was like, no, I don't want your people because I don't want your people because he's brother Hannibal. I'm just Taliba. We're completely different people. So he was like, I know someone. I'm like, all right, Hannibal, let them know it's going to be some cursing in here. They have sex. They're fully grown, humanized people. He was like, okay, I got you. So he introduced me to Javion. So upon our going back and forth, Javion said, okay, send me over your manuscript. Today? Like right now, you want me to send it to you? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I didn't mean I wanted it now, but I was like, okay. So I sent it to him. And he's like, what's the word count? And I'm like, I think it's 144,000 words. He was like, how long you been working on this book? And so I was like, 9 years. No, just an easy feat, nothing. And so he started reading it. And he was like, his words, not mine. He was like, you got some big boy shit here. And so I was like, oh, thank you, because I just made these people up. And so through my journey with Javion, he pushed me. He gave me confidence because I'm just a regular girl. Those who know me know I just be living life how I want to live it. I just like to have a good time. I'm always down for a bad decision. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So as we're getting close to writing the book, I started reflecting on my life, and I started realizing that I use these girls as escapism, but I realized these characters are me. And although I was trying to escape me, these characters nudged me back to myself. And I realized you cannot run from yourself. You have to reconcile every bad decision, every great decision, clap for yourself. Being humble is beautiful, but sometimes you got to talk your shit. And I loved the person I became through these girls. And I value friendship so much. And those who've got to know every single version of me and rocked with it, because I wasn't always great. And so I think there's such beauty in sisterhood. I think there's such beauty in being able to show up with your wig off, no lashes, no makeup, and your friends is like, girl, come over here. We gonna have a good time. We gonna laugh. We gonna cry together. And not everybody has that. And I'm just really happy. I'm really happy that I came back to me. I really liked me. And it's so crazy how the universe works. That I started this book because I was sad. And I got to publish this, and I really like me. And my book, she thick, I'm thick, and we work together. And I just wanted to take a minute to just read the synopsis. And I hope you guys would support me and support all of us. And I live in Atlanta, and I flew here just to be here. So I wasn't a part of the masterclass, but I feel like I missed out on something beautiful. And so I just wanted to take a moment to read my synopsis. To keep it cute, when all else fails, we have our girls. At 29, Jace, Tiana, and Lauren Giselle are navigating love, success, friendship, and the messiness in between. Jace, a sharp-tongued high school English teacher, is reeling from a brutal breakup that has left her questioning everything, including her own self-worth. Balancing a demanding career with unpredictability of dating is no easy feat, especially when she's still figuring out who she is beyond her last relationship. Tiana, a skilled psychiatrist, is used to managing her patient's emotions, but when it comes to her own, she's drowning. Between a girlfriend whose jealousy is suffocating her and a past that refuses to stay buried, Tiana is on her verge to losing control. Lauren Giselle, an Instagram model who has mastered the art of dating high-profile men, appear to have it all: luxury, attention, and endless opportunities. But beyond the curated photos and exclusive parties, she's searching for something real, something that doesn't come with a price tag or a camera flash. Through heartbreaks, triumph, and the ever-complicated world of modern dating, these three women rely on each other, no matter what life throws their way. They handle with grace, style, a few curse words, and just enough tears. Through all the mess, they always keep it cute. Thank you.
Give it up one more time, y'all, for Talita. That was so relatable. I see why you was like, I needed to meet your sister. The character in my book name is Tiana.
Oh, nice.
That was
a hot mess. Oh, no, you're right.
She's a hot mess. She is a mess. And listen, y'all. Listen, Vivian. Now he ain't said nothing the whole time, and now he want to chime in. How you feel about Mo?
Hey, I'm gonna kill him when I see him.
Oh, okay. He don't like Mo. He don't like Mo. But yeah, so relatable, and that's first of all beautiful, and I definitely, let's support that, y'all, because as you said, when you write, you will definitely find yourself on the pages while you think that you're creating characters, and you go back and read it, and you like, wow, I'm writing about my young self, my older self, my future self. So one more time, y'all. This next speaker, just as powerful, just as much of a ball of energy, just as much of a positive encounter when you're around him. But also I feel like we related because the journey is not always rainbows and butterflies and just easy to get there, right? There's the attack that comes against you when you want to put something into the earth that can help someone else overcome or help someone else get to where you are. So the attacks may come, but to see you overcome and show up and keep it cute and be able to still show up as your best self and get it done, this author has definitely exuded that level of excellence and drive and courage. And so please put your hands together, y'all, for Mr. Kai Vaughn.
So I'm super nervous. I'm really nervous. So I want to first start off by saying thank y'all so much for putting this on. I found out about this on Instagram, and I'm new to Arizona. December makes 2 years that I've been here, and so I'm all about putting myself in the room. I don't know what's necessarily going to happen, but I'm going to be there. So that's what I did. I happened to follow Grassrootz. Of course, I followed it on like Black Bookstore, and then later on I saw them post about the Black Author Masterclass. I'm like, that seemed like somewhere I need to be, because for my whole life I've been a writer, but I've never published a body of work. So I went to the first meeting, and I was really enamored by everyone in the room, everyone putting it on, but also everyone else that were there for basically the same reason that I was. We were an author, and we wanted to kind of birth that vision. So after the first meeting in January, I want to say, or February, but whatever the first one was, I was on fire, and so I ended up writing my book after the first meeting, and so it was kind of at a pause at that point. So I wrote it, but then I kind of put it to the side. Life was happening. I had a breakup. I had to move, my living situation, and my job. So it was like my whole life was uprooted, and it shook me up. And my first thought was like, I can go back to Texas, back to Louisiana, because that's where I'm from. But I'm like, I'm out here for a reason. Let me keep pushing. And again, it was a blessing to have met them, and then they're putting this on and really giving us every little thing that we need to write the book, talking about publishing, talking about where you want your book, how to write it, table of contents, everything, nothing that I had really ever thought about outside of just writing what was ever on my mind. So all those things happened, and then I ended up going to the second meeting, and the second meeting I was like on fire. I was like, y'all, I wrote my book, I'm ready to publish it, this and that. So we kind of had phases, phases where we do first, second, and then by the time publishing will come. I didn't realize they were going to be kind of funneling us to be speaking at this event, but I was super excited about it. Yeah, it was a good setup. It was a setup for my come up, I will say. So yeah. So in all of that, I wrote the book, and then I finally sent it to Javion, and like somebody else was mentioning, like he was ready for it. I'm like, I wasn't really ready to give it to you just yet. I wanted to do a little bit more, but I'm gonna say right now that I can be a procrastinator, and I think I sell myself a dream like, oh, we waiting for perfection, but waiting on the perfection really just stifled my growth and my next step. So as of right now, I really didn't even want to come today because I haven't really finished and published my book yet, but he sent me my things back. The ball is in my court. He's waiting on me to do the next thing. But I was like, I don't want to come. I don't have my book. It was like, no, it's still worth being able to speak to the process. And I'm really glad that I'm here because, I've been writing my whole life. I have journals. I have a lot of books and just things that I've written in the past. But my book that I'm writing right now is about my journey in the beauty industry. I am an esthetician by trade. Esthetician is basically a skincare therapist, so lashes is my thing. I've been doing lashes for 7 years. I'm a licensed esthetician and licensed instructor, and I've been teaching in beauty schools for the last 3 years. So that's what I do, and I was really inspired to write this book because I come across a lot of different students in multiple capacities, from esthetician or cosmetology with hair, and they always ask me about, where you came from, because I'm now in Arizona, but I'm originally from Louisiana. I went to beauty school in Houston, Texas, and then COVID happened, so I moved back to Louisiana. Then I moved to Dallas, Texas, and then from Dallas it led me out here. So that type of a breakdown, I was like, that's worth a book. So when I finally went to the masterclass, I was like, that's what I'm going to write about. In essence, that can be my calling card as I go to different venues and speak in different capacities. I'm like, I can have my book, I can give you a little tidbit, but if you want more, here's the book. So yes, I'm planning to finish my book before the end of August. I have everything. I keep picking it apart because I'm like, I want it to be perfect. And I was talking to Liba right here, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I should be here. And she was like, it took me nine years to get my book out. And I'm like, well, that is encouraging, because I'm like, I want to put it out, but it needs to be quality. It needs to be excellence. I don't want to half-ass it. And I'm like, the piece that I have today is, I ain't never wrote it before. Why do I need to rush it right now? But I have everything, and I just need to go. I need to finish a few little things, and then I'm going to finish putting it out. So I'm super excited to be here. In writing that one book, I have 10 other books that came up, and I'm like, no, you need to focus on this one. So I'm super inspired. I'm just glad to be here. Yeah, that's what I have to say. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now mentally without the Black Author Masterclass. I'm sure I would still be writing, but I definitely wouldn't be this close to having the book done. And they've done nothing but support me. It's like a family and community. Like, we're all about the same thing. I was telling them when I first got in today, it's like when I got in the room, the energy was just crazy because it's not like I'm having to beg somebody to understand what type of time I'm on. They already own it. Some people have already done it, and we were just like iron sharpens iron. We're all encouraging each other. So I'm super glad to be here, and I expect to be here next year too.
Love that. Whether you're done now or not, we are very proud of you, and you definitely belong in the room. That's why you are here. Everything happens for a purpose. One more time. All righty, let's see. Alrighty, so we have one more speaker, and I had the pleasure of meeting her recently at was it the second masterclass we did? I met her at the second masterclass, and as I was going over my spiel then, I could just I just could see in her eyes her level of focus and commitment to the journey, the path, the message that she had to put into the world. So I definitely want us to put our hands together and welcome Cash, the creator.
I'm nervous, but thank you for all of this. I came to the very last class with this series, stumbled upon it. I was in, I would say, a standstill in my life personally, which led me to writing. You know, I already had the book, and like you said, we already have 50 books in us, and I had been sitting on books for a while. So, yeah, I definitely resonate with everyone sitting here in regards to the journey. Honestly, I thought this was going to be on the 19th. So when I had remembered about 2 days before, and, you know, just the night before, you know, Javion is asking us just share our journey. And, you know, before I fell asleep, I just asked God what he wanted me to talk about, what he wanted me to share. And so, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so we live in a world, when I first came to the class, I was big on not only being an author, a published author, but I wanted to be successful. You know, I wanted to be successful, and I didn't know, you know, when we say these prayers and put these intentions out into the world, I didn't really know how God was really gonna reveal that to me and really show that to me. And so we live in a world that they give like 1,000 definitions of what success is before we even get a chance to define that for ourselves. The internet will tell us, you know, it's cars, it's houses, it's money, it's followers. But I want to take you to the unseen part of my journey here. Through writing and publishing my first book, where success looked nothing like it. So how many of us were taught that success means having more? Like I said, more money, more titles, more stuff to prove that we made it. Just think on it. You don't have to raise your hand, nothing. Like this whole process was redefining that for me. But what if success isn't about what you can show, but what it is that we can give ourselves? Love, time, space to heal, grace, and finally doing those things that we've been carrying in our hearts for years, even if nobody is watching. For me, success isn't loud. I am a farmer. I'm a steward of the earth. So success for me is waking up in the morning, being able to take my shoes off, walk outside barefoot while the sun is rising, watering my garden, watering my plants, getting lost in a really good book. I feel like I'm going to get lost in yours, Taliba. Dancing in my living room like nobody's watching. Enjoying really fresh, organic food from the farmer's market, supporting my local farmers. And, yeah, watching the sunsets. I've been falling in love with the sunsets. There's nothing like, I travel a lot, and there's nothing like the Arizona sunsets, I would say. People always tell me to ask for more, but I live by the honorable harvest rule. So never taking or asking for more than what I need. And that, to me, is success. When I started my book, I had this whole marketing plan mapped out. I was telling, even me being here today, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it. I had pins, t-shirts, all this stuff. But along the way, I realized this wasn't about building sales. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about any of that for me. This was about giving myself a gift of completion. Completing something that I've said I wanted to do, doing something that people already believed that I could do. But for whatever reason, that wasn't, I didn't believe in myself. So this book, me publishing this book was literally a gift to myself. I turned 33 this year on June 19th. I mean, I had been working on this book it was already in me. It's a memoir book, so a poetry book. It's about my awakening in 2023, my journey. And so, it was just about me proving to myself that I can do something that I've always wanted to do. My success wasn't measured in how many copies I sold, but just in the courage that it took to finish something my soul had been asking me to do for years. I didn't even tell anybody I was writing a book, this was really just for me. It was about doing it even if no one else read it, even if no one else saw it. My book was a way of giving me flowers while I'm still here to smell them for myself. So I want to ask you, what's on your bucket list or that dusty to-do list that you keep putting off? What's the thing you've been saying, one day I'll do that? What if you gave yourself the gift of doing it now, not for money, not for recognition, not for likes, but because you are worth completing the dreams you've been carrying in your heart? Success is not about being seen. Success is about not abandoning yourself, not abandoning those dreams, not abandoning those gifts and those talents and those stories that God has placed in you and only you. So I ask, consider when you leave here, dust that list off, do the thing, give yourself flowers while you're still here, because you deserve to live life just for you.
I definitely am, even already being a published author, am inspired to definitely get it done, right? One thing I love about this community is we're always on the same wavelength. So I asked Brother Hannibal something, and Javion said, make sure we do this, and I said, I'm already on it. So this community is very humble. There are a lot of people, we have no problem stepping to the side to let others shine, right? But we definitely want to honor those who are also still doing the work within the community, even if they published before. So today we have an amazing brother with us. His name is Brother Bilal. And he has recently published another book called Come to Prayer, Come to Success. On top of that, he's also published a book with his daughter called Mornings with Journey. So what I want to do is I first want to bring Brother Bilal to talk about his book, and also to bring his daughter to talk about what they've done together, because it's one thing to do it alone, but to bring your children into it and to set that legacy and that dream on fire while they're still young and set them up for success as they get older is a beautiful thing. So if you would please bless us, Brother Bilal.
Yeah, that's not how it was supposed to go.
I had nothing to do with it. But, I did. Here you go. Hold that. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna be very quick with mine. So I had I was blessed with the opportunity to publish my second book. It's titled Come to Prayer, Come to Success, which was initially supposed to be like my autobiography, but as I started writing my autobiography years ago, before I became an author, I realized that I wanted to live a little bit more life before I started talking about that. So, but I like the name. So this past Ramadan, which was my most successful Ramadan, I also wrote down reflections each night. And I decided to publish that, but also make it like a journal as well for those who are just kind of stepping away from everything for a while, a 30-day fast, or maybe you're taking place in Ramadan as well, or some other religious fast. But
As I mentioned, this allowed me to get my second book out, which is after I got it back from Javion, I realized it was actually a lot better than I thought. I underestimated it because it was just my life. It wasn't nothing really like too special for me, but I am excited and grateful to have gotten this out. When I was going through it, I did run into a space where I got stuck, and I reached out to Brother Hannibal and I said, man, I want to go over, just kind of go through a session with you, because the Black Authors Masters class, I had the opportunity to sit back and see how everyone received it, and I wanted to take part in it as well. I'm like, man, I kind of need that also. So I reached out to Brother Hannibal, and we got together on the call, and he's like, okay, so what we doing? So I started telling him everything that I had. He was like, okay. So he's like, he let me keep talking, and he was like, okay, so what do you need my help with? And I'm like, I don't know really. Like, I just needed the opportunity to be able to like get it out there. And I appreciate him just kind of letting me do it, because I feel like he understood where I was at in my place of the writing journey. So I'm very grateful that he was able to do that for me, but also partner with Javion and make sure that this Black Authors, not only the Masters class, but the Summit continues to grow. I'm happy that this room is filled with individuals, and I hope we get more authors out of this. I'm blessed with the opportunity to have my daughter become an author as well. I know she's a little nervous, but I'm going to still have her come up, just say a few words, and I'm going to stand right here next to her so she knows that she's protected and safe and all of that. And yeah, so... Yeah, you good. You want to hold yours? Here, hold it for
Give us 1 second.
You got it. You good.
Right here, okay. Anything happened to you? Okay, so you got this. Let's go. Come on. Tell me about your book. You got it.
So I was blessed with the opportunity to be able to take her to school ever since she started school. So that's our thing. That's where we're able to be able to connect. Our rides in the morning, they're always different, but it's always entertaining. She is a beautiful child and a great daughter to have. I'm blessed to be able to be her father. So we decided to write a book about it, and I'll let her tell you the rest.
Hi, my name is Journey, and my book is about my daily routine from Monday to Sunday, and it's also a coloring book.
You did it. You did it.
We're going to purchase her book today too, right?
Yes.
All right, Journey gonna sell out
I want a
today. So I
copy.
said that twice. Today. Good job, Journey.
All right, so and it was definitely a journey to get through that process, because for anybody that knows her, they're probably kind of a little shocked to see her in this particular stage, because she's so open and full of life all the time. But it just reminds me, and it was something that I needed to stay grounded with as through that journey, is that she's still a child and she's still a girl and she's still growing. So it's important to just let them be kids. So I didn't want to push this on her. This was her thing that she accomplished on her own, and I'm proud of her. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Bilal. We so appreciate that. Like I said, the people in this community are very humble, so they will have successes and they'll complete things and be willing to just let it do the work for itself. But we always want to hear from the voices behind the. So speaking of that, we're going to be going into a Q&A session in just a moment. That will be where you can ask our authors questions, you can ask the team questions. Anything you can think of, we are here to give you answers, whether it's about the journey, the process, anything that you heard today. Before we do that, we do want to also bring one more person just to share a few words with us, just to speak to not only his journey as an author, but his journey as an editor, his journey as a publisher, his journey as experiencing what it feels like to experience every person and personality. And also just to hear how does he do it, right? Because we're sending him these manuscripts and he has to read this. And he's reading these manuscripts and getting them out like he don't play no games. He gets it done. He is not a man that's going to play with your gift. You know, our books are our babies, and we're putting our babies in his hands, and he's taking good care of them, and he's nurturing them and giving them, if there's something that he feels like it needs, he'll let us know, but his respect is there as well. I think this would be a blessing to your book, but if you don't want it there, I'm here to do what you want to do. So, please, everybody, if we can just welcome him, grandly welcome, I believe, the heart to a lot of what we do, our brother, Javion.
What's up, Mom? You gonna make me cry. This was a wonderful event. Great speakers, amazing stories. Got me emotional a few times. And like I said, I've read all of these books, and these are great authors. And it's a lot of their first time writing these books. So, like I said, we want everybody in here to come out of this room and become authors. Everybody in here can become an author. I don't care what walk of life you come from. I don't care what your age is. You see, we got Journey. She's 9 years old and she's an author. She has a book. We got a little chocolate right here. He's on his way. He could become an author. Right. So that's the point of this. And, oh, Simone's babies too? My bad. Her babies too. Like, that's what we do it for. We want to see more authors, and that's the reason why I got into this. I've always been a person that enjoyed writing. Math wasn't my thing, it was English. When I was in school, high school, college, instead of writing, if we needed to write a 3-page essay, I was doing 8 pages. Now, on topics that I liked, though, not the topics that I didn't like. You know what I mean? I was one of those, I would, quadruple space to get, you know what I mean? If I didn't like the topic, I was one of them. But on the topics that I enjoyed, I would make sure that I would write a significant amount because I always love writing. And that's why I edit, that's why I write. So I wanted to briefly talk about the 2 most recent books that I published of mine. This first one here is called Rich People Commit Suicide 2, Redefining Happiness and Finding Peace Beyond Expectations. So this talks to what Cash was talking about, and it's all about just finding out what success and what happiness is for you. Oftentimes we measure it by societal expectations, societal standards, what's on social media, what's on TV, what's successful to this person. We don't look inside, and I feel like that takes a big toll on our mental health. So this right here is a mental health book to help us guide ourselves through life and help us get in a better mental state than we're currently in. Because oftentimes, like I said, it's society that determines that for us. And instead of us looking inside and seeing what makes us happy, right? What makes us feel fulfilled? What helps us out through our life? Worry about what the next man is doing. So that's what this book is about. And this was published, I actually published this book originally December of 2024, but I've been making edits to it, and that's what I talk about often is you don't have to, I wouldn't say rush it, but don't put too much pressure on, okay, this book isn't ready, because you can always make edits later. You can always make a part 2 later, right? You can always make changes to it. So you don't have to put too much pressure on you to say, okay, this book isn't ready, because you can always make those extra changes to it at a later date. Or like I said, make a part 2. She has 1 book, and her 1 book is going to turn into 2. Probably going to turn into 3 books, right? Brother Monty, all of his books are, there's 2 or 3 books to him. So you can always add on. And this other book I just recently published, maybe last month, speaks to this event. Everyone has an author inside of them. How to write, edit, and self-publish a book to leave a legacy. So this gives you the entire process from conception to actually publishing a book. Pretty much everything that we talk about in the Black Author Masterclass is in this book. And everyone has an author inside of me is something that I've been saying for years, and I can't stress that enough. Everybody has an author inside of them. It doesn't matter what your age is. It doesn't matter. We all have a story to tell. And I think it's important because our story can change somebody's life, whether we believe it or not. We might believe that our story is boring. Like me, I'm writing, the current book that I'm writing right now is called The Gift of Experience, and it's a memoir book. And I've always thought, like, my life isn't all that interesting. Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't do no prison time. I wasn't out there in the streets. I didn't go to the NBA, you know what I mean? I just thought that I didn't have enough experience to really write a memoir. But one thing I gotta realize is it's it's applicable to somebody. Somebody can be impacted by it. We all have a story to tell that if somebody read it, it'll change their life, right? And that's what we get out of this. When Simone came here, Brother Nakia spoke, and they had something in common, and that inspired her to write a book. It could be the smallest things. So if I want to leave you guys with anything, it's write a book, leave a legacy. My son is over there. Shit, I should get him.
It's all right, brother. It's all right.
Fourth,
It's okay.
let me do the math on
Take your
this.
time.
In 2021, at that time, I had 2 books published. My first one, Sever the Middleman. And then my second one, oh, I don't got it here. It's too big. I couldn't carry it. Write this down, planner. I had 2 books published at that time in 2021. And at that time, my plan and my goal was just to write maybe 1 book a year. Oh, I do got it. Okay. Maybe 1 book a year, you know. And then in May of 2021, I was diagnosed with glioblastoma brain cancer. And so one of the first things that I thought about was, my son was 5 at the time. I thought, damn, I may not be here when he's 6 years old, 7, 8, 9. He may not know who his father is. Has he even gotten a chance to really know his father enough yet? Because at that age, he may not remember. I don't remember nothing when I was 5 years old, 4 years old. I don't. Do you? I don't. 6, 7. I don't remember anything. I don't remember much, right? You know, back in the day, we didn't have pictures and videos. He got that, you know, but, you know, we didn't have it. And so I thought, how could I still be here if I'm not here? We have technology these days, right? We have phones, we have videos, we have cameras, right? We have the cloud. We still have these physical copies. So I went on this, oh, thank you, brother, this rampage to write as many books as I can within a year, just back to back to back. And so while I was battling cancer and dealing with it, I wrote my first book after the diagnosis, which was Before 18, The Missing Conversations in Our Communities for Our Young People. It's over there too. And this book is, all of my books are dedicated to my son. But this one right here is especially dedicated to him because it's titled Before 18, The Missing Conversations in Our Communities for Our Young People. And as we probably all know, for a lot of us, we don't grow up learning about the importance of financial literacy, ownership, investing, entrepreneurship, education, mental health. We don't grow up learning about a lot of these things in our household, right? It's not even in our schools. So I wanted to write a book from my experience where young people, especially my son, can read when he gets of age, right? When he's old enough to understand. So this is one of the books that I did. And since then, I've written, I have a total of 10 books now. And since then, I've written 8. And I talk about legacy. And one of my other books that's not here is a keepsake journal called My Legacy Left Behind. When you're old enough to, what is it, my legacy? When you're old enough to understand, there we go. Oh yeah, you should be talking about this because you know about this book more than me. When you're old enough to understand, is that the title?
Can I say something? I'm going to interrupt you right now. This is his moment. But I'm going to tell you something about that book. That book is so powerful. When you're old enough, every young man in here, every young woman, you need to get that book. Let me tell you right now. I believed in that book. I got that book. I read it. I came back and I said, can I buy 20 copies? Can I buy 20 copies? There's some young men out there that need to have this book. I gifted it. I wanted on Father's Day for these young men to have a gift that would last a lifetime to give to their children. And I wish somebody would have had that book.
Yeah.
So it's called When You're Old Enough to Understand, My Legacy Left Behind. And it's a keepsake journal. So it's not a memoir, it's a book where parents can buy and answer a bunch of questions about themselves. Favorites, interests, right? What school did you go to? It has a, what's that thing called with the family thing? The family tree? Family tree in there. And just a bunch of questions. And I was inspired by my son. I wanted to write a book where I could fill out the information so he could actually read when he gets older to know who his father was because of my situation. And also, you know, future grandchildren as well. So that's what I want to leave you guys with is again, legacy. If you don't want to write a book for any reason, let it be legacy. Even if you don't like writing a book, legacy. Your children, your grandchildren, your cousins, legacy. Leave a legacy. We have family members who we've never heard their voices before. We don't know anything about them. It's because they didn't leave that legacy. We may even know their name, but we don't know much about them. We have that opportunity. So do that. Start young. I don't care how old you are. Chocolate. You need to fill out that book too, okay? Exactly. Fill it out, right? Leave a legacy. So what we're going to do next is we're going to have a Q&A session. So any I'm skipping. Okay. Yeah, I'm killing your flow. We ain't doing that. I'm going to bring her up next and we'll go. My bad.
Can y'all tell who used to run in the show? There is an itinerary, but I just deviated from a little bit because I want to make sure that we are shining light on everybody in the room who needs light, where the light should be shown. So there is one more person I do want to bring to speak, but I'm going to go ahead and share some things with you guys, and then we'll bring him to share a few words, and then we'll go into the Q&A. Can you hand me my books? So really quick, I just want to, just because Javion kind of spoke on it, so I want to speak to it as well. Legacy is definitely, it's important, y'all. Like, we have to want our children to be able to, we get caught up in parenting, grandparenting, big sistering, big cousining, whatever. We get caught up in the teaching of it, and sometimes we don't take the time for our kids to truly get to know who we are as people, right? Who was I before I was your mother? As I said, both my boys are here. This is my 8-year-old. My 1-year-old is over there. But on top of my kids being here, my baby sister is here. And my little brother and my little sister in the back holding my niece. My brother Sam is over in the corner. And my auntie is sitting here. I'm not gonna get emotional, but my story, my childhood, my upbringing doesn't look like where I stand today. You couldn't have told me when I was 5 and 6. You couldn't have told me growing up with parents with addictions and 2 abusive parents that I was going to be a Black author. Now, although my grandmother, may she rest in peace, Tina Marie Young, has been telling me since I was a little girl to write and keep writing and don't never stop writing. Your writing is going to take you places, baby. But you go through life and you get discouraged on the things that you used to. When you're a kid, you believe in everything. You want to be an astronaut, a doctor, a superhero. You want to be all the things, and then you get older and life starts happening. And things that you didn't understand before start to come to you, and you start to get what's happening around you, right? And the veil comes off. And now suddenly you don't believe so hard, and something happens to your imagination, right? Because you're so focused on the reality of life. And it gets hard to believe that your imagination can come back. It gets hard to believe that you can imagine again. It gets hard to believe that you can create again. But recently I have been blessed for God to connect me to people where He is elevating, okay? He is removing the veil from our eyes. It happens when you're a child and you come into teenage years and adulthood, right, where the veil is removed and reality becomes real. But God is also showing me, like right now, He's removing the veil so that our creativity can come back to life. He's going to allow us to imagine again. He's going to allow us to use what He put in us to put it into the earth and bless other people. So really quick, my first book was From Destruction to Destiny, Concrete Rose. And this was one of those things, as they spoke about today, that I was like, oh, I want it to be perfect. It's not long enough. We got to have all the things. And it started out as one book, and my mentor, Brother Hannibal, actually was like, well, why are you pushing all of that? And you don't have to push it all into one book, right? So this book is actually a 3-book trilogy. This is book 1. The character's name is Tiana. It is her journey from destruction to destiny. Book 1 is all destruction. I'm going to tell you, yes, I'm a woman of God. I love the Lord. Book 1, you're not going to know that. Okay? Book 1 is going to make you question me. Do you really love? Do she? She didn't know him in this book, okay? She didn't know him. She acted like she didn't know him. But just trust the journey, trust the process, right? Book 2 is coming. I'm working on it now, and it is good, y'all. I'm not Don't lie. The book I just published is a children's book, and it's called A Safe Place for Secrets. A Safe Place for Secrets it's not long because it's actually meant for children, but also I think it's very important for parents to read this as well. It teaches children how to find someone safe to tell when they're being hurt, physically abused, sexually abused, and they're afraid, and they want to know who they can talk to. It teaches them to find someone safe to tell. But also, it shows how we should respond when they tell us. What do we do when our children come to us and say, I'm scared, someone's hurting me? It shows us how to respond to that, how to love them through that, right? So that's A Safe Place for Secrets, and it is available on Amazon. I don't have copies of this one today, unfortunately, but it is available right now on Amazon. I do have copies of From Destruction to Destiny today, and it also is available on Amazon. And really quick, I want to say one more thing too. Let's make sure to buy Journey's book today, y'all. That baby touched my heart. And if we don't buy nothing else coming out of here today, buy that baby's book. Okay, so really quick, we're going to go into the Q&A, but I just want first Brother Nakia to share a few words with us. And then I do want Brother Hannibal to share a few words with us. And then right after that, we'll have Javion take us into the Q&A. At the end, after the Q&A, don't everybody leave because we do have something for the authors. So we want everybody to be here for that as well.
So let me first off address all of the people that have been through our class and the course and all of the authors that are sitting here. It's not an easy journey, but you guys accomplished. So congratulations on what you've already done, but more importantly, the work that you're going to continue to do through this legacy that you've already instilled. So thank you guys for being a part of this process with us. As we taught you guys also taught us. So iron sharpened iron throughout the process. So it was mentioned the fact that at one of the very first author summit, I had the opportunity to be able to speak about the first book that I published, which is called From Poverty to Prosperity, The Truth of the Wealth of God's Love. And in that book, I explained the fact that as a man standing here before you today, as a little child, I grew up without running water. That's how poor we were. But we were always filthy rich in this thing called love. And as I look throughout the room, that's what I see. I see a lot of people together in one place under the principle of love. And that journey is what led me to be able to write that particular book. And in it, I dedicate that book to my brother. I lost my brother in a car accident. He was 21 years old. He was like my first son. So as I stand here today, I'm a father of 5. And my brother was the one who really just taught me how to love. And in that moment of loss, those were the first times that I really heard the word, I love you. It was something that was implied. We knew that we all had love, but it wasn't something that was spoken. And I think that's oftentimes in our community, that's how it goes. So I want to say this to you before we get out of here. I'm going to make it awkward. But I want you to know that I love you.
Love you too, brother.
And that is the reason why I wrote that first book. And it's what led me to the sister, as she mentioned, to be able to be in this place speaking about the concept of love. But we connected over our brothers, the loss of our brothers. She also had a tragic loss as well. And then I showed the tattoo, which again, I keep my brother right here on my sleeve with me, or at least his name, just as a reminder of the love that he shared. And we connected over that, and that's what led to, us really just establishing what you guys got the opportunity of being a beneficiary of throughout this process. So I'm just grateful. I'm super grateful. Now, also throughout this author class, I had the opportunity of publishing another book as well. This book, though, is very heavy. It's very deep. It covers a lot of facts. It's 177 pages with, what was it, 14 was references, just to pack in a lot of the facts that we really need to know. It's called Built on Broken Promises: Race, Rebellion, and the Immigrant Lie of America. And this particular book explores the times that we're in right now, but the history to help get us to here. He who fails to learn from his history tends to repeat it. And so it was an education opportunity to teach people about a lot of the things that they won't teach you in the public school system. You'll never get it there. As a matter of fact, a lot of us in our own community don't know about a lot of these things. And so it's a perspective around why we face the political things that we face in the climate that we are in today. So that book's available on Amazon. My physical copies will be in next week for that particular book. But I just wanted to say to everyone that's here that's present, I want you to just look around and just soak in the moment that we're in right now. Because what we're creating right now, this is history. Not his story, but our history.
Amen.
All right? Peace. All right.
Okay, I won't be long with this introduction because I've already kind of shared it with y'all a little bit, but we're going to bring up my mentor who walked with me hand in hand through this journey. I'm talking about through depression, wanting to give up, pregnancy, postpartum, the whole 9 yards, and made sure that in all of it that it happened, and yeah, my brother Hannibal, my mentor.
I know we're about to go into the graduation, but I just want to tell you all I'm proud of you guys. And your dedication, your hard work, those late nights, those early mornings, those sacrifices, and the willingness to be vulnerable when you probably didn't want to. Thank you. I don't want to be up here long because seriously, today is their day.
Absolutely.
Before I say what I want to say, I want to let Nate Lerner and Kai know, congratulations. It was a setup.
It's always a
setup. When you learn from me, it's always a setup. It's always some kind of strategic move. And be ready next year to be sitting where Simone is. All three of you. Be ready next year to see them hosting the summit. And be ready to come into the master class and to help the future authors as well. All right? They spoke on, as you heard from many of the speakers today, there was a conversation about journey, the struggle, willing to give up, vulnerability. One of the things I've learned in life is that, and it's in scripture, but I'm not going to quote it properly, but it talks about when you desire something, God will try you on that which you desire to do. He will test you. When you finally say, you know what, I'm going to do it, how sincere is your heart? Are you really dedicated to this? And this is where you find yourself backed against the wall and you're questioning, and then you might want to give up again and say, see, thought you said you was ready. So even if you didn't publish your book, the fact that you took the steps forward, you're already so much further ahead than what you plan on being. I wrote 2 books as of now. What got me into becoming an author is I have this particular book on my head that I've been wanting to write. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm terrified of it. I'm afraid of it. I've been running from it. I keep running shoes on so I can just sprint away. But it's always been on me to write. I said, well, how you gonna write a book? How you gonna write this book? You don't know how to write a book. So I reached out to different authors and I said, well, let me just figure out how to at least learn how to write a book. And you start learning there's a lot of ways to write a book. And with AI nowadays, you ain't got to do no writing half the time. You just say what you want to say and they'll lay it out for you now. But being in the ministry, I delivered quite a few lectures. And I started going through some of the lectures that got positive feedback. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take that approach first to write my first book. If you look up in the top corner right here in the back, you'll see blue boxes. That's my very first book, and it's titled In My Father's Steps. I lost my father in 2019. The book was already in process. What I wind up doing is dedicating that book to my father. From 2017 up to about 2022-ish, all I dealt with was death in my life. Every time I looked up, I was dealing with a loss, a transition. 2023, actually, a transition, constantly. So then I wind up writing another book. It's a smaller book, and it's called Legacy Beyond the Grave. Because just as Javion was speaking on, you start thinking as a parent, as an adult, what am I leaving behind? If I was to go tomorrow, what can I leave that would tell one who I am, but give those who come behind me something that they can move on with? Every single day that we take a breath, every single day that we're able to get up, move our hands, our feet, navigate through this life, we're being blessed to create new legacies. I want you all to know, and Javion, you hit it as well. We always want everything to be perfect. There's two things in that though. None of us are perfect, but where we at right now, we have identified perfection at that particular stage, even in the imperfection. So the beautiful thing is, as you're taking on a journey to write, wherever you are at that moment, that is perfect, that is perfection. As you receive new data, new influences, new research, new resources, that's why they have revised versions. Don't never be afraid to put out what God put on you. Go with it. You can always twist it, change it, modify it later. We hope that you all are enjoying yourself. We hope that, and we pray that when we get ready to have our next masterclass, that you all come running into it. Whatever is on your mind, you kept hearing it today. The phrase is, you have a minimum of 50 books in you. The conversations with your friends, the things that go on in your life, being stuck in traffic, your anger issues, the trauma, the jokes, the laughter, your friendships, the journey, as my sister was speaking on, the different relationships in life. As you go through these things, these are books. And once you get started, you open up a floodgate of creativity in writing. You always will find a new book coming out of you every single day throughout your life. So as we move on, and I'm gonna bring Simone back up. I'm bringing JB on. I mean, I can do it if y'all want me to do it. However y'all want. Oh, we're doing a Q&A. So we're bringing JB on back up. We have the other piece because I don't want to be disrespectful with time. I want to say thank you all for coming and support them, because they worked very, very hard to do this today. So let's make sure as we go into the Q&A, think of some good questions. And if they don't have the answers, don't worry about it. If we don't have the answers, don't worry about it. The answer will come to you. So help me bring back up my brother JB on so we can go to the next stage.
All right, let's open it up to the Q&A. Any questions? Have any general questions for the panel?
I was going to ask, if everybody's okay in the room, I feel called to pray whenever it's done.
You got it. You already got your answer.
Okay. What's your name, brother?
That was?
Michael.
Michael? All right, nice to meet you.
And we love the angel Michael anyway, so you're good to go. I'm with you.
All right. Questions? Anybody? Go ahead.
When is the next master class?
It's most likely going to start in January. So we should, we pass out a paper. Do we have a clipboard and a paper so we can get some contact information, some emails? So we can put everybody on the email list so we can send that information out. Great question.
I have a question for one of the authors. Taliba? Okay, so I think what you were able to do, I think that's powerful and it's definitely needed. Have you thought about like what you're gonna do next in regards to like maybe if there's going to be like a workshop or anything around the growth, the process that you experience with writing it? Because I know, or let me kind of just add a little context to that, because what I feel is like there was a lot of healing done through that process, and I think is there anything else that you have in line to share that with others?
Well, first of all, thank you for the question. Right now, like, this is totally new to me. Like I said, I accidentally, intentionally became an author. But I feel like this is like my calling. And I've been put in all different types of rooms. Like I've been asked to do podcasts and lives and all these things. What I see for myself is I would like to do like motivational speaking and stretch myself. I don't like speaking in front of people. Like my voice was shaking, I was up there, but so I just lean into humor. So I do see that in the future. I don't have a roadmap for it, but the universe always guides me. So I definitely see that in the future, and I would love to, you know, have a workshop like that and to talk about, you know, healing. Although my book is fiction and it's a story, there's, in the characters, they're very relatable and they all go through their ebbs and flows because healing is very ugly, it's very messy. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's just where I am right now in my process.
It does, and I also just wanted to plant that seed as well.
Thank you.
It's always a setup. It's always a setup.
Yes, I just wanted to know more about the master class in terms of like the structure and how it works. Like, is it monthly meetings or weekly meetings? Is it all in person? Just if you could elaborate.
So the way that we did it, which we're going to go back to the drawing board, we might switch some things up. But the way that we did it was bi-monthly. So January we had a master class, and that one was focused on the actual writing process of the book, getting the book on paper, getting it to the computer. And one of the methods, I'll give a little tidbit here that we talk about is a lot of people don't like writing, physically writing a book or typing. So one of the methods that I use and that a lot of people use is we have talk to text now. And there's an app, and I want everybody to write this down. It's called Evernote, where you can
Give up too much though.
That's all I'm giving. That's all I'm giving.
We don't charge, but we gotta get you in the class.
I got you. But it's an app that you can use where you can speak and you can transcribe it. Right? I do it all the time where I'll be driving. I got hours and hours of content where I'll be driving and I'll just speak it, and then you press a button and it transcribes it for you, editing and everything. So that's the method that you use. So that's the first class, and then 2 months later we have the second one, and then 2 months later we have the third one. And it's the last one is the publishing process and marketing, and that middle class is
Not the last one.
editing. Yeah, we got 4 of them, 3 of them.
This is the last one.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, okay. Second to last. And that second class, 2 months out, is where we focus on the editing process. So we go through the entire process for, what is that, 7 months or whatever. My math is terrible. Yeah, I'm a writer, okay? It's all good.
We go bi-weekly to quarterly, and in between we'll do virtual calls and stuff as well.
There we go.
I mean, can I add something?
Go ahead.
And also in the midst of that as well, mentorship is available. You know, of course we don't want to bombard anybody or do anything, but you'll have our contact information, so you don't have to wait until the next class if there's a question, if you ran into something. We're always readily available, email, text, to reach out. We have a group chat to just reach out, and somebody, when you sit in the group chat, somebody's going to get back to you. Somebody's going to say something.
Yeah, and all of them finished their book before the masterclass even ended. I mean, he did 3 of them in 3 months. Like, these are all 3 books right here.
Nate, yeah, him and Javion.
He did 3 in 3 months, so you know they were inspired.
He kept up with everybody.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out.
I don't know.
Drugs. I'm just messing with y'all. Drug free, okay? Okay.
Cut that off the camera.
Right.
I said hugs, okay? I said hugs, okay? It's a family event, all right? Go ahead.
I posted even one of my first about navigating writing while they're in their career or school or their daily, like their day-to-day obligations. Like, how did you find a balance? Anybody can speak on that.
For me, like I said, and I don't take this and run with it, but I would be at work sometimes. I have a downtime, and I would come up with an idea, and I would literally just email it to myself. So I would have all these random emails, and then when I would sit down, I would literally copy and paste it and figure out how to format it. And also sometimes, like, I'll use my notes app. Whenever I had an idea, I would just
put it in there, and then sometimes my life was always ridiculous, so I always had content to go with.
Can I piggyback on that? Exactly. I got a notepad at work, in the car, at the nightstand, and she's right. I would send myself emails when I get inspired for something. I'd write it down, and then later on, when I got more time to think on it, I can expound on it. But she's absolutely right. That's what I said. I got my notebook. Always have something ready to go. You get inspired to piggyback or expound on an idea you've got. Write it down, and then later on you can make it bigger. So whenever you get inspired to do something, just write. Start writing. Even if it don't make sense, then you go home and have a couple drinks. Right? Then you get my man right here involved, and he can be like, "Y'all, come on, brother, that's crazy." But he can focus that what you're thinking about. But what I'm saying is, just keep writing, even if it's crazy. Just write it down anyway. Amen.
And then I want to piggyback on that as well. That's why I stood up. Sorry. Because you mentioned being in school, so I'm a full-time student as well. I work full-time. I have 2 kids. Outside of definitely making sure you always have something to write on, it's really just a decision, right? It's just a decision. In my own journey, that's what I figured out, because there's always a reason to not write. There's always a reason to not write. You're always tired. You always gotta work. The kids gotta be fed. The house gotta be clean. The homework gotta be done. I'm a journalism major, so I write in school as well. So there's always going to be a reason. But one thing I learned was every time you clock the clock, you're clocking into somebody else's dream. I worked for Wells Fargo, and when we came into training, they showed us where it started. And this was somebody else's baby. So every time I clock this clock, I'm clocking into somebody else who was committed and who made a decision to get it done. So a lot of my writing was after my kids went to sleep. It was midnight. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was instead of getting out of my bed at 7, I had to get up at 4. It was instead of going to go hang out with my girls at brunch, I have to take this Saturday. My sister say, I'll take the kids for you today. And instead of using that time away from my kids to go on date night or go hang with my friends or sleep it off, it was saying, okay, well, that gives me this many hours to write, right? It's a decision. Just make the decision, and when you make the decision that I'm going to get it done and I'm going to write, you will find yourself in moments where you'll be looking at your phone and you'll be like, why am I scrolling? Let me write. Why am I sitting here watching this somebody else's dream on TV? Let me write. Why am I sitting on this phone having this toxic or unproductive conversation? Let me write. Why am I in this room where I'm not getting nothing done? Let me write. So just make the decision.
Right. Real talk.
Yeah, and just, it's probably redundant at this point, but we literally have 50 books in you. There's 365 days in the year. Every day is a story. And I'm seeing that with my own journey, so dedicating, whether it's 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, keeping my notebook right in front of my face every time I walk in and out of my place, I have to look at it, And so now it's just like exciting, it's exciting to pick up the pen and just write my story, because I know, I think someone had said it, my life isn't all that interesting, but it really is, and it's, so I get excited about sharing your story, writing your story, and
One more. I'm sorry, one more. Create a space that you like writing in. Yes. I can see on your face you're serious about it, so it came to me, so I want to make sure. I have 2 desks at home, one that I work my job from and one that's mine. And it's comfortable and it's cute and it makes me happy, and when I see it, I want to sit down and be there. So create a space that you want to be in that will make you want to write.
Let me add to that too. All this I agree with too, but I would have to set time. Like, I don't feel like writing, and if I don't feel like it, I'm never gonna do it. But I might just give myself, I'm gonna just write for 30 minutes. Not gonna say an hour or 2, just a little 30 minutes. Usually I'll go more than that, and I would also go to the library, because I'm not gonna do it at home. So I'm gonna go to the library, free resources, book a study room for the free, be in my own little bubble, and I'm gonna write. Whether I write 10 sentences or 10 pages, a little bit, and then I'll follow up. Versus be like, oh, I'm gonna write all day for 5 hours. That's not realistic. I'm like, I'm gonna do 30 minutes, put my phone away, put it on airplane, and I'm gonna just write, and then usually it'll go longer from there.
Yeah, once you pick up the pen, it's just like once you get over that resistance, you don't want to stop.
Right.
Like you literally
It starts to
don't
flow.
wanna stop.
Yeah, it's like,
You can't stop. My hands start to hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like old school writer. I just start write. I don't type. I write.
I don't type either. I like the pen and paper.
Can't stop it. Yeah. It is a floodgate. Once you get it going, oh my God. Yeah.
It's like
It's frustrating when somebody stops.
it's easier and easier the more you push past that resistance.
Past that first book.
If you put yourself in a place when you're writing, however you write it, and you cannot tell if it's day or night in that space, you will get lost. I promise you.
You want to flow.
You will get lost.
That's
You
right.
will. You go in there and you start jamming.
That's right.
And somebody will come in and say, "I'm going to bed." And you go, "Yo, cool, good."
Right. You still up? What you doing?
No. And the next
It's
thing
2 o'clock.
the next thing you hear is, "How come you didn't come to bed last night?" Well, baby, I was right here.
I was in flow. That's right.
I didn't, and it has happened before. She's actually gone to bed and got up. Because my space has no windows. That's my safe space. There's no windows. There's no telling day from night. It's just me being there.
Locked in.
And once you get there, you're in once that zone hits, you don't stop. You just keep going until you realize you ran out of coffee or something. That's when I stop. When I run out of coffee, it is like, oh man, I'm out of coffee. And then it's like, man, I gotta go to the grocery store, and you realize, what?
I gotta be
even
at work
open
still.
yet.
Right.
Y'all hear their passion? Right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the instructors
Love it.
for the next master class. So you get a real glimpse. Yeah, I'm gonna keep throwing it out there so y'all know. You get a little glimpse of what the class is like. The spirit, the passion, the love. So let's make sure we're ready for that one. Any additional questions before we go to the next segment? We want to be respectful of the time that Grassrootz has given us. Any other questions that we can give to the panel?
Grassrootz Bookstore.
Again. Okay, perfect. So, you all get to witness something exciting. Yeah, something really exciting. This being our first official master classes that we've had. This is actually their graduation. This is their graduation. And their presentation was pretty much their final assignment, was to be able to come up, do a presentation, and be able to go through a Q&A with the audience. So congratulations, you all have passed your master class. And with that, I'm gonna hand it back over to Simone because she has something she wants to give to you all who have. Well, she'll break that part down. I'm gonna step to the side.
One more time, you guys, before I graduate. Alright, so because we were finishing, we didn't want to just send you guys away now. So what we did was we went ahead and drew up some certificates of completion, which I love that Cash spoke to the spirit of completion, because it feels good to get it done, right? But it also feels good to have something to look back on. And it's important to have these because then when it gets rough on your next book, you'll look back and say, but I completed it already, right? Now, I only have a few. This does not take away from the accomplishments and completion of those who also published. But these were particularly for those who attended the classes, was active in our group chat, and walked with us through this journey of this is our first completion of the Black Authors Masterclass. So give it up to my team, y'all. We are. Alrighty, so without further ado, to of course respect the time of Grassrootz, I want to give our first certificate of completion to Cash. next one, he just has such a special, y'all all do, but he just has such a special place in my heart, y'all. My next certificate of completion goes to Kyvon.
I was trying not to cry.
You got it? Our next certificate of completion goes to the amazing Mrs. Lerner Morrison. Our next certificate of completion goes to none other than Nate Morrison.
Thank you.
And then before everybody get up when we're done, we want all the graduates to stand up and hold their certificates so we can take a picture as well. And our final certificate of completion is going to none other than Mr. Monty Cowing.
I'd like to thank the Academy, God, my mother, my children. Anyway, we got that? We good? All right. God bless.
Give it up for them, y'all. Graduating class of 2025. And I believe that's it.
Prayer.
Oh, prayer.
Yes. Michael, you ready? You have been summoned. Congratulations again.
Everybody. How y'all doing today?
Great.
I'm doing amazing, thank you. I'll start off by saying I am Michael. My hands are blessed. My voice is purified by fire. I am creating works that will outlast me. I am a master builder, and the world will know my voice. Shall God hold my heart and lead my voice? If you will join me and bow your heads in prayer and close your eyes. Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you as a bold, humble servant and warrior. God, I pray that every soul in this room is touched, every mind in this room is cleared, and that you lead them in the way that you know how to. We are not our physical bodies, God. We are your children. We are spirits connected to you, God. Anything that you can do, God, you can do through us. May we be used as vessels. May we be creative and unbounded by anything, by finances, by ideas, by population, by who we hang around, God. May you clear it. If it is not like you, God, I pray that it's ran away and burned in the fire, God. I pray that any veil that covers our true mind and our true heart, you dismantle it, God, from all cores and all areas, God. There is no weapon formed against any person in this room that shall prosper. God, you will lead us. You will guide us like you told us you will. God is our King before time. Isaiah 4:4. Psalm, I will pour my voice unto your offspring, God. Like you called us to do, God, we shall lead with your name in mind, with your purpose in mind. There is no abundance, there is no wealth, there is nothing earthly here that can outlast or outweigh what you have for us, God. So that we keep that on your mind and we do as you call us to do as your children. In your holy name I pray peace unto us. Amen.
Amen. Come. Okay, Mike. Okay, yep, same thing. Come meet and greet the authors. Let's make sure we purchase a book. Let's get them signed. And
Buy Journey's book.
Buy Journey's book. And I have some for each and every one of you as well. Thank you guys for coming. Did you want us to see the picture? Yes. Oh, yes. Let's get a picture. Where's JB?
You want to hand those to me, or how we doing this?
You should be. We did something.
I was like, what else? Not what else. But I've been writing every day.